Allah and the moon god theory. Currently, there is no ongoing debate in whether that Allah of the Quran, in fact, a pagan Arab or a moon god in the pre-Islamic times. This idea have mentioned in literatures for more than a century, but only recently it has been seriously promoted. The theory practically used on one leading evangelical author books. So this is not true. It's not about one evangelical. This is what history will show us, and we will prove it. The theory claimed that the pagan deity, moon god, named Allah, was married to a son, to the sun gods, and then the stars were his daughters. This is a theory? This is a theory? So you did not quote with this because this will make Muhammad a liar. Because if this is a theory, this is why the Quran says then that the Arab, they worship Allah and his daughters. If it's a theory. You see, shouldn't we go and see who is the one who was worshipping Allah before Muhammad? Those are the Arab, and this is your Quran. Hold on. Let us go to the verses. It's a theory, right? It's not in history, it's not reported, it's not exist in the Quran. It's a theory. This guy, he did not know anything about Islam, obviously, he's just a Christian minister. But if we go in the Quran, we will find the following. That your Quran confirm that the Arab, they believe that Allah have daughters. This is chapter 16, verse number 57. So the idea of our brother in Christ, which I respect him, by the way, it doesn't mean that he's not ignorant. That this is a theory come with somebody, he made a book about the moon god marrying from the sun god and have 3 daughters. This is not a theory. This is what the Arab worship. So if you are agreeing with him, that's when you agree that the Quran, these verses of the Quran are fabrication, because this is a theory. That's what he said. He said theory can't even be proven. He said unproven theory. But the Quran is a proven theory for you, or it's not a proven book? The Quran confirm that yes, the Arab, they worship the 3 daughters of Allah, and they believe Allah have 3 daughters. So don't hear the question will be, okay, if Allah have 3 daughters according to the Arab before Muhammad, where he got them from? Correct? So when you quote for me and you say this is what he said, and you did not quote everything, and you are insulted your God, and you take his side saying that Allah is wrong, Muhammad is a liar, this is unproven theory. Nobody worship 3 daughters of Allah. This is unproven theory. If we go in different verses in the Quran, we will find the following. Look what you do. Look what you did to your prophet. No, all the spanking is coming to your prophet because of this. Chapter 53, verse number 19. And here we see where Muhammad, he recited the satanic verses, if you remember. It says here, have you seen Allat and Al-Uzza? And the other one, the third, the goddess Manat? What? For you the male 6, and for him the female. So Allah here complaining that they gave him 3 daughters, but he did not give him a boy. But the one you are quoting for me, he said this is unproven theory. Nobody did that. So what you did, you proved to us that you take a side of somebody making this is not true, saying it clearly, this is not true. This is unproven theory. There's nowhere it's mentioned that the Arab used to worship a god who have 3 daughters, which means it's a fabrication. And I understand this guy is saying that due to his ignorance. He is a Christian minister. He is not a doctor in Islamic history or neither in history. And as you see, I'm getting you busted from your book. Are you going to say to me this is unproven theory? Actually, The expedition of Khalid ibn Walid, where he killed one of the daughters of Allah. Let me find the reference. This is story proving to us what? That you Muslims and Muhammad, he believe that the daughter of Allah is true. Let me find the reference. Okay. Oh boy. Let me try to find it in English. I have it in Arabic. It's very easy. But we need to find it in English. And now what he will say? He'll say, you know, we Muslims don't believe in this garbage, but this is your Islam, my friend. This is your garbage. This is Hisham ibn al-Kalbi book. All right? This is your scholars. And now let us see the English translation. And everybody will be laughing at you, and we will die laughing at your stupid prophet and his fiction stories. In the year of victory, in Al-Fatah, the prophet summoned Khalid ibn Walid, and he said to him, go into the tree of the valley in the valley of Nakhla. This is, by the way, this is the name of the Book of Idols, page number 24. This is your Muslim book, not my book. And by the way, we will show you the same reference from the book of Ibn Kathir. And cut it down. Khalid, he went therefore, and he, you know, like he went and etc. And he did, you can read the story. And then Muhammad, he sent him back. He told him, I cut the tree and I did as you said. Okay. So Muhammad, he said to him, no, go back. You did not finish your job. Why? Because he did not kill the daughter of Allah. So he sent him back. And there, when he arrived, look what happened. Who reported from his father had related to him that the author blah 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 Al-Uzza was the she devil which used to frequent tree in the valley of Nakhla. When the Prophet captured Mecca, he dispatched Khalid. Are we losing connection? Don't tell me I'm losing connection. Are we? Guys, is the connection good? I hope not. All right. So let's go back. I think it's working fine. So he dispatched Khalid to kill this woman who she is the daughter of Allah. What her name? Al-Uzza. Al-Uzza. All right. We will find a tree. Cut down the first one. Khalid went and he cut down. And then he returned to report to the Prophet. And he asked him, saying, have you seen anything there? Khalid, he replied, said, no. He cut the tree. He did not see anything. The Prophet ordered him to return and cut down the second tree. What a drama. He asked him what? Go again. Did you see there something? He said, no. I just saw the tree. I cut the tree as you told me. Okay. So the Prophet ordered him to return and cut down the second tree. He went and cut down on his return to the and then he returned to report to the Prophet that he cut the second tree. The Prophet said to him, have you seen anything there? The guy, he said no. Khalid answered, said no. Thereupon the Prophet ordered him to go back and cut down the third tree. Here we go. I mean, are you going to send the guy? Why you didn't tell him from the beginning, cut the 3 trees and that's it? When Khalid arrived to the scene, here we go. I mean, are you going to send the guy? Why you didn't tell him from the beginning, cut the 3 trees and that's it? When Khalid arrived to the scene, he found an Ethiopian looking woman. A woman, she looked Ethiopian. She have to be darker skin. Islam is a racist cult, as you know. So she have to be an African with darker skin. Which, like, suppose she is acting crazy. Her hair is all over the place. And her hard place on her shoulder. Gnashing and grating her teeth. Behind her stood a person, this is his name, who was then the custodian of Al-Uzza, the guy who take care of Al-Uzza. The guy there, he was the one who take care of the daughter of Allah, Al-Uzza, the idol. When this guy, he saw Khalid, he said, "O thou Al-Uzza," so this is Al-Uzza, "remove the veil and truck up these sleeves." Summon up the strength and deal Khalid. I mean, okay, and then so Khalid anyway, he took his sword and he killed Al-Uzza. He slaughtered her. Let us scroll down in the page so we can read the rest of the story. After he killed her, she crumbled into ashes. See, this is a Harry Potter story. After he killed her, she crumbled into ashes. Then he cut down the tree, and Khalid, he went back to Muhammad and returned to Muhammad to report to him what he did. Thereupon the Prophet said to him, "That was Al-Uzza." Do you see it? So yes, the Arab, including Muhammad, they believe that Allah have 3 daughters and Al-Uzza is a real person, not a fiction person. And you Muslims agree with those stories, believe in them, print them in your books, teach them to your children, that your prophet, he killed the daughter of Allah. So when you quote for me a person saying that this is improving theory that the Arab used to worship a God who have sex with other God and have 3 daughters, that is a statement of ignorance, my friend. So if we go back to the article here, where he said that the theory claimed that the pagan deity, the moon god named Allah, was married to the sun god, and the stars were daughters. He's saying this theory, the fact that the crescent moon symbol is found in many flags, but this is not the reason for this. This is a funny statement. We don't say this because the Muslim, they have the symbol of the moon in the top of their mosque. We just showed you the Quran. We just showed you Muhammad sending his men to kill the daughter of Allah. If we ask our brother here, can we find the word Allah in any existing book called Arab invade Arabia? He said to you that the first Bible translated to Arabic, it was in the 9th century. This is mean more than 300 years after the Muslims invade. That's mean under the influence of Islam. The Christians are being killed even after they say Allah. So what if they say different name? But look what he said here. He said, Islamic propaganda machine in the West is actively pushing for the use of the word Allah instead of God in the Western language, especially in English. The sole purpose of this push is to promote Islam and render it in acceptable mainstream, but he's doing the same. I mean, how come you don't want them to promote Allah as a word? You just did. You yourself, you just said it's not a moon god, and Arab Christian, they use it. So why they cannot do it themselves? And then you will see him saying, let us see what he said, which I find very funny. He don't want the Western to use the word Allah, but he's saying the Arab, it's okay for them to use the word Allah. He said that some Christians are using the word Allah. Here we go. Read carefully. I was particularly saddened to see several English Christian websites posting the English Bible text with the word Allah, substituting for God as an attempt to witness to Muslims. In doing so, they have eventually asserted the Muslim claim that Allah is the name of the true God. So he said that some Christians are doing a stupid thing by using the word Allah in the English website instead of using the word God. So why you are saying it's okay for a Christian, Arab Christian, to use the word Allah for God? Do you see here? People, do you see? So this potato, he quote for us, but he did not quote the whole story. This guy, he don't agree. He is saying that now we Christian, Arab Christians, Middle Eastern Christian will use the word Allah, and we have it in the translation of the Bible. It's okay. For us, it's a word mean God. But look, when he mentioned for us it's a word mean God, he just again proved Islam to be false. Why? He don't want to follow the God of Islam, Allah, as a name. He is saying it's okay to use it as a word mean God, and this is what the whole article is saying. It's used as a word as God, not as a name. But all of us, we knew that you Muslims believe that Allah is a name, not a word being God. And this is your Islamic website, Fatwa, you know, about what to use. Is the word Allah is a word mean God, or it is a name? Question: the name Allah can be translated as God. For new Muslims, it's okay if you translate as God, it's okay. However, it is a name. It is a name. All perfect praise to be to Allah, blah, 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 okay? The name Allah can be translated as God for new Muslims who do not know Arabic language, just as we translate the name, translate for them the meaning of the Quran, in order to teach them the religion of Islam. As for translating the name, you see, it's a name for the Arab Christians. This guy, he don't call it God by a name when we say Allah. He just used the word God. Any time he want to say God, he say Allah. So he is replacing the word God with the word Allah. But this is a false narrative. For Allah is the main name for the God of Islam. And then we will go soon for what that name means. So the name Allah with God, while translating meaning of the Quran, Hadith, or book of Islamic knowledge, we do not think that this is a principle. Rather, it is an obligation to leave the name of Allah in its original form, because the name of Allah is a proper name of our Lord. So there in the article he is saying to you, it's just a word meaning God, this is how we use it. Here in you Muslim, you say this is a name, this is not a word meaning God, and this is how we use it. Now let us go to the name. Actually, in his post, he made something funny, and I find it hilarious when Muslims try to answer us. Look what he said. I challenge you to refute what the Arabic Christian scholar himself said, and we did already refute it in 2 seconds. I would also like anyone to read this comment and to the director of the Arabic outreach, we mention his name. All right? And then he says, your Christian prince fooled you into thinking that Abdul is the only Muslim when they actually Christian too. Or just to show you how stupid. You see, Abdul is you Muslims. Do you remember the guy when the guy, his name is a sheikh? He said there's a guy, his name is Abdul, and the other one, his name is what? I forgot. You call yourself Abdul. Secondly, the name you quote for me, his name is Abdul Masih, which means he is a slave of Allah or a slave of the Messiah. Al-Masih. Slave of Al-Masih. So his name witnessed that he is the slave of Jesus. So Abdul is the bint who is one talking to. You are Abdul because you call yourself by this and you worship Allah. We don't worship Allah. This guy, he worshipped the Messiah. His name is Abdul Masih. Secondly, look what you did. You said Abd El, which means the worshipper of. You are a certified donkey. El does not mean of. El is the word God. El is the word God. And let me get you busted to show everybody that you Muslims, you have no idea what are you talking about. And because your prophet is a thief, you say things, we laugh at it. If we go in the Quran, we will find that you Muslim, you say Israel as an example. If we ask you, what Israel? What Israel? What does that word mean? You don't know. Why? Because Muhammad is a thief. He took it from our Bible. Not a single Muslim, not even Muhammad knew what Israel means. El, at the end of the word, this is not a word, this is a sentence. This is a sentence. Israel is not a word. It's a name as a verse, as a sentence given to this man Jacob. But because Muhammad is a fraud, he don't know what the Quran did not explain to us how this guy Jacob became Israel. You see in the stupid Quran, do you remember when the dad, he was making fun of Jacob struggling with God? Do you remember the video? If I was there in the stage, I will humiliate this in 2 seconds. Because when the Quran mentioned the word Israel, it's mean you agree with the story in the Bible. Because this is what Israel means. The person who struggled with God. So you adopted the name, but you do not know what the name means. But you refuse the story. But you cannot tell us how Jacob became Israel. Why? Because you are a certified donkey like your prophet. So El is the word God. Now if we go to your Quran, the same as we go to Mikael, Gibrael, all those names, Ishmael, all of those are belong to the God of the Christian, not to the God of Islam. Otherwise, where we can find El in your religion? You have 99 names of Allah, not even one of them is El. Now you say that El means that, right? The name the Allah is not an Arabic word. This can be true if Allah is an Arabic word. But if we go in the Quran, chapter number 1, we will find the following. It says here, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You will notice that the first sentence where it says Allah is different from the second Allah. What happened? Anyone notice what is missing? Let us make a line. A thin line. Here we have a letter. Here we don't have it. Do you see it? Let us highlight the letter with something shiny. Here we have a letter. Here we don't have it. What happened? If Allah is a name, then we cannot take a letter from the name. I cannot take the letter G from Jesus unless it is not part of the name. So why the letter is gone from the name? Because simply it's not part of the name. As simple as that. So what the verse saying? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The second verse says, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So look what happened. Alhamdulillah. I'm sure this guy is so sorry now for what he did. Lah. Li in Arabic mean two. Lah is the name of your God. So you are a certified donkey again like your prophet. Your God name is not even Allah, it is Lah. And if we go right now and we search, who is Lah? Let us do that. We go to Prophet Google, peace upon him. We type Lah. Lah. What Lah? It is the moon god. Lah. The Egyptian god, moon god. Lah. That is Lah, the moon god. That is the truth. So, is it a theory and proven or not? If we go right now and we check the name of Mecca, you will find the Quran saying, Il is a word mean God. Al is a word mean God. Al is a word mean God. In the ancient Hebrew, let me show you, hold on. You see guys, you need to read, you need to educate yourself. Education is very important, you know. The meaning of Israel, Israel, sorry. What is Al in the ancient Hebrew? God. Do you see it? Al, between two brackets, God. At the end of the letter and at the end of the name, they add sometimes the name of the word God, or sometimes they put it in the beginning. So most of names like Gabriel, Michael, etc. used to be Mikael, Gabriel, Daniel, Ishmael. Al, this is why it's written capital letter, because it is a word by itself which means God. So Al-Lah, Al is a word meaning God, Lah is the name of the God. Are we getting the point? Al, when you put the word Al, in Arabic the word Al, it means that. But remember, this is not an Arabic word anyway. This is not an Arabic word. Lah is a stolen word from the Aramaic. And this word was very popular in Egypt. Some they say that the origin of it is Egyptian, but I don't agree with that, because all the new studies prove, and even old ones, that people of Yemen, they worship the god Lah, which is the moon god. And actually the temple of Al-Makkah is the same name of Mecca. Let me show you something here. If we go in the yellow pages of Muhammad book, which is called the Quran, we will find the Quran have strange name for Mecca. Chapter 3, verse number 96. Do you see it? Mecca became Becca. Mecca became Becca. But how that can be? You cannot change the name. The answer is very simple. Becca is how it is pronounced for some people. Mecca is how it's pronounced for some people. As an example, the Aramaic themselves, they have the same letter can be pronounced depending what kind of Aramaic you are. A person who speak the first version of Aramaic, or Aramaic who live in Iraq, or Aramaic who live in Syria, or Aramaic, etc. So they have different pronunciation for the same letter. So they switch letters. So the letter M, it can be switched Ba, etc. And that can happen in many words. And we can give examples about other words too. So Mecca is Becca. If you ask a Muslim, is it Mecca the same Becca? He said yes. However, if we go and search for the temple of Yemen, which is the temple of the moon god, we find that its name is Al-Makkah. Makkah. But it is Makkah, not Mecca. The fact it is the same. Why? Because the people of Yemen, they exchange the letter Ka with Qa. The same as we saw with the Aramaic. So in chapter 48, verse number 24, it says, Makkah. The people of Yemen, when they pronounce the letter Ka, they switch it to Qa. And this is even happening now every day. I mean, in the Middle East, in many countries. Like as an example, in Egypt, if your name is George, you know, if your name, let's say, the letter Ja, they say Gi, Gib, Gib Hagatak. But it's Ja, it is G. They say Gi. They have different pronunciation for the word. They switch the letter, and this is their style of saying words. So Makkah is the same as Mecca, the temple of Mecca. This is why we find that in the Kaaba there's a Yemeni corner. Why it's called Yemeni corner? Because that Yemeni corner have stones from the temple of Al-Makkah. Let us go and search for them. You will notice that the Yemeni corner, or the corner of Yemen, have different stones, have nothing to do with the Kaaba structures. Even the colors are different. That means those stones are coming from different locations. They are not from the area. So why they are there? Those are stones brought from the temple of Al-Makkah, the moon god temple in Yemen. Do you understand? And they place it there, so the Arab do not need to go all the way to the temple of Al-Makkah in Yemen. They can do Hajj to Al-Makkah in Saudi Arabia, in the Arabian Peninsula, or in the area of what it's called Mecca now. It was a replacement, it was a clone of the temple, the huge temple. Actually, we cannot compare between this little room and the temple, which was the biggest temple of the moon god in the area. So they took stones from the temple of the Al-Makkah and they place it in the corner of the Kaaba. And this is why Muhammad, he said, those who touch the Yemeni corner and the black stone, Allah erased, or so their sin is erased. He did not say Allah, sorry for that. Their sin is erased. How you can erase a sin by touching a stone? How that can be? If we go to the book of Hadith, you will see Muhammad making it clear that touching stones and Yemeni corner is a must. And if you touch them, they erase your sin. Let us show the reference. Give me a second. And Muhammad, he always do that, and he never stopped touching them, worshipping them. The Muslim, they will say, is not worshipping them, so why you touch them? Tell us. They are stones. They are just a stone. Muhammad is a pagan person, the same as his family, the same as his grandfather, the same as his uncle, who refused to accept Islam. Even he is the one who most beloved to Muhammad, yet he did not accept Islam. He knew that Muhammad is a fraud. Let us see, where is the hadith? I'm looking for it. Here we go. This is the hadith, and the Muslim, they cannot say it's weak. We will laugh if you say that. A person, he asked Abu Abdul Rahman, why do I only see you touching those two corners? He said, I heard the Messenger of Allah says, touching them erase sin. Do you see it? Touching them erase sin. And this is not a da'if hadith. And we can show you tons of hadith. Your prophet, he keep going around them and touch them non-stop. He is possessed with those stones. Huh? When Muhammad is happy, he touched the Yemeni corner. When he is unhappy, he come to the Yemeni corner and he cry for it. Do you see it? This is the Yemeni corner. The stones which is coming from the temple of Al-Makkah, which is in Yemen, which is the moon god. Scientists, they thought for long that Al-Makkah temple used to be the sun, to worship the sun. But now they were able finally to read the words or the language which was written in the stones, which is not in Arabic, which is proven again that Yemen have nothing to do with the Arab. Because why the temple there is built and the language there is not Arabic, but yet the people there are Arab as they claim. That's not, doesn't make sense. The same as Syria, not the land of the Arab. The same as Iraq is not the land of the Arab. The same as the Kaaba itself is not the land of the Arab, for the Arab is not an ethnic. But you see here how Muhammad is possessed with touching stones, claiming that the stones erase your sin. He have to touch the stones. Why? Muhammad, he prayed to Allah 5 times. Okay, Allah is in the sky. Why you not touch the stone? Give me a reason why you want to touch the Yemeni corner. What is the Yemeni corner present for you? They are stones. Do you see it? All those hadith are sahih. The Prophet used to touch the Yemeni corner and the stone in each tawaf. Each time he go around like a cockroach. We asked them what the black stone for. They say, oh, this is Allah. He sent the black stone, brother, from heaven, brother. Do you remember, guys, when I recorded the chat with the Muslim website where they are trying to convert the Christians into Islam? And I asked them why the Prophet, he kissed the stone. They said to me, because the stone is holy. I don't know if any of you have the video. I said, and why the stone is holy? They said, because the Prophet kissed it. Unbelievable. So the guy who his name Muslim fornication, the father of the Mut'a prophet, you fail and you expose your prophet, big deal. Because not even one of you knows what Allah means. And as you see, it's a name. It's not the word mean God. It is a name. So what the name mean? God? You do not know. For you are a thief. You took it, you do not know what it is, the same as the rest of the names. If we open the Quran now, we ask, okay, Jibreel, what Jibreel mean? They don't know. Israel, they don't know. Isa, who's Isa? We don't know. What Isa mean? They don't know. What Musa's mean? They don't know. What Adam mean? They don't know. Not a single Muhammadan, he knew what he is reading, because Muhammad is a thief. He stole names of Gog and Magog. What does that mean? I don't know. What Maryam mean? They don't know. So what do you know? What do you know then? Nothing. I'm a Muhammadan. And we Muhammadan, we have big mouth. We talk too much, we say nothing. Mut'a, okay, Mut'a is you, let me explain to you what Mut'a. This is a very But anyway, so we refuted the comment that somebody saying that Arab Christian use the word Allah. We know that, and I said that many times. But this is because they are under the Islamic filthy occupation for hundreds of years under ISIS. They are using the word Allah and still they are killing them. Actually, the Islamic court of militia, the militant militia country, they force the Christian not to use Allah by word. You just said that an Arab Christian or an whatever, I don't know where he's from, he said that Arab Christian they use, but you Muslims, when you notice that using those names or using the word as a word mean God, it's not for your benefit. So what do? You take a Christian to court and you forbid them from using the word Allah in any book or translation or a church. Why? Because in those countries they notice a lot of Muslims leaving Islam, and they thought about it. Why? They said, okay, maybe because they are using the same word Allah when they preach to us about God. Allah just for Muslims. Double standard, hypocrite cult, stupid cult. We smack you. My fingers is all over the bum of your prophet every day. Smell bad. Okay. Disgusting. Do you see the hypocrisy? They took Christians to court. They take them to jail if you use the word Allah. But in the West, because Muslims are weak, they are trying to promote this cult. They want you to use the word Allah. But in the friend country, when they are in control, oh, don't use the word Allah. This is only for us. Garbage in, garbage out.